So I think I'm a little under the weather, but I still wanted to make this video. It looks pretty crazy, yeah. So I did a part one because I sneezed, so I stopped, and I don't do any editing. So anyway, I actually do agree that living in the States, people, we all feel we can't do it all the things. And when I was just in the Bahamas recently for, my work trip, I realized that I don't know, what the pace is living there, but I realized when I did live in Thailand, how different the pace of life is. And, such as things here like getting your lunch ready or, all the tasks that we do here. It's like, okay, in other countries, that's not always a thing because they could provide your lunch. They provide your lunch. I remember I used to live across the school and I would just walk to my apartment, take like an hour, 2 hour nap, and go back to work because that was part of my role. Like it was part of lifestyle there. So, there's truth to that. That life is different everywhere. That it doesn't have to be so taxing. Because I really think I've arrived at 33. Well, I'm 33 now, and I've arrived in a space where I am not as maybe to be honest, dedicated or determined to put more on my plate. Like I have not been efficient in keeping up with my schooling. I have learned to give myself grace because my whole life I've done a lot of school. I did 2 associate's degrees. I have a bachelor's. I did a lot with Chai Together during COVID. I have multiple certifications. I always studied because I was in this hustler mentality. And I think what God's telling me and what life is telling me is that I don't think my mind body chooses to be in that hustler mentality. I can only do one thing at a time, I feel. And, I can see how that can be perceived as, oh, my own limitation, that I'm limiting myself in that way. But really to think about it, how many hours are in a day and how many hours we spend at work and what that leaves me with. And if we drive around, like I live in the suburbs, do errands, things like that, or go to a yoga class, like that's my whole evening. So I'm really just assessing my life. At this point, I'm assessing where I am, who I am. I feel I've stopped chasing. I've stopped chasing friends. I've stopped, well, I've also stopped therapy, but I've just changed. Coming in this new year, I'm more silent, I'm more reserved, all the words. I don't feel a need to showcase myself or to show off or to go after people. Whoever wants to be in my life can be. And it's not coming from a place of like malice or upset. It's just in the sense that last year and just years before that, friendship was like the pivotal core, like a prominent thing in my life. That I house myself around, and community, Chai Together community, and I love Chai Together, and it's always part of me. But in the sense that I'm not, in this hamster wheel of doing, like firstly, I'm resetting myself and I'm recovering, right, from the travels, but now, getting back to the routine. But in the sense that, so much around us. Like I have like a new clothing rack, like I have more clothes on the other side. But point being, I even like assess myself, like, do I need this? Like, do I need to just lessen the clothing? But it's like, all right, for the weather and where we live, I got 2 big coats. I got, and the gratitude. I made a post about this recently, but like the gratitude of I remember when I didn't have the money to get these things, and I thought to myself, like, wow, like 6 years later, and yesterday I stopped at Home Depot, and back in 2020, when I returned from Thailand, I seasonally worked at Home Depot for a little bit before COVID really, it took full-fledged shutdown. But the gentleman who's working there, he didn't remember me, but when I was saying like 6 years ago I worked here, this morning it really hit me like, wow, 6 years ago is 2026. 2020, is when I returned from Thailand that January. It's like phenomenal how far I've come. I feel I'm healthier now. Healthier now that I don't feel this need to speak too much. And even me speaking right now is pushing myself to speak. I like to just stay to myself. I haven't really even been communicating so much or sharing, the gossip of my own life and drama with my own friends. Like, when you would text all the moments, like, oh, this is what happened, this is what happened. It's like I stopped that because I realized, do I need to give energy to share this, like, or just experience it in my life and keep moving? So that's how I feel I've grown healthier too. But yeah, man, winter is wintering, life is here, and I feel pretty satisfied and complete with my video message here, and I'm gonna get a move on, and yeah, it's all good, it's all good.